What's that? Okay. I'd like to call to order this committee of the whole meeting for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Roll call, please.
Boyk. Here. Burgess. Here. Gretzky. Here. Erdman. Here. Nagber.
Here.
Stubby. Here. There are 6 present, 0 absent. There is a quorum.
All right. Item number 2 is seating virtual attendees, none of it online. So we'll move on to item number 3, which is general public comments. Registration card is required. I have none of those. So moving on to item number 4 is approval of the minutes. And the recommendation is to approve the minutes from the April 5th, 2022 committee of the whole meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion to approve the minutes in a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, it's a roll call.
No, not minutes.
I don't know where my brain is. Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. We approve the minutes. Moving on to item number 5, which is the 2022 first quarter tax report from Running Inc. The recommendation is to listen to the staff presentation, and that would be Sarah.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, so again, this is just a very simplified report pulled from the Black Cat system, which is the Department of Transportation system. We have no real say in anything that's input in there. Running Inc. inputs the data in there. We just pull it and confirm it in terms of expenses when we pay them every month. So this is what they've reported for their first quarter, the number of passenger trips, the vehicle miles, their hours, and then the amount that they've taken in for revenues. Are there any questions? I think this one might be the connection down there, though, but I'll get to that later.
Are there any questions?
Any
the
questions?
report?
Oh, I can't hear as well tonight.
Okay. Yep, no questions.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, then we'll move on to item number 6, which is the Title VI update. The recommendation is to recommend to Common Council to approve the revised Title VI for shared taxi services. Do you have anything on this one, Sarah? Okay.
Come on, there we go. Title VI is required at any time a federal program funds are being used. This was originally created in 2014 when we started our shared taxi service and started receiving funds through the DOT. This is an update. This was part of that taxi audit that we talked about last month. One of the recommendations / requirements was to update our Title VI program. It's pretty much the same. We really haven't changed that much. The main changes were on page 15, which has the summary of outreach activities. Previously, we just had like pamphlets listed that would be available at City Hall. They told us basically that we needed to have more listed, which is why you see a variety of things here. We basically took verbatim what they told us to write down. So that's what we've got in here. We have updated our city website to include discrimination information, including the complaint form. So in case anybody who might be receiving transportation from our shared taxi service would like to lodge a complaint saying that we did not accommodate their disability, then they can file a complaint form. It outlines everything that they need to do. We have the hearing relay number on there as well. So basically, we're trying to make our website more accessible to everyone. And you're going to see that happening more on the website in general. As my free time fluctuates, we're trying to update the website and make it as accessible as we can to other members of our public.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, in that case, I'm looking for a recommendation to Common Council.
I'll make a motion to recommend to Common Council to approve the revised Title VI for shared taxi services.
Second.
Is that Bobby?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion to approve the recommendation, to recommend to Common Council the revised Title VI for shared taxi services. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is that enough for the?
Yeah, that was great.
All right. Excuse me. So on to item number 7, which is the, thank you, the Traja Inc. 5K Run Walk Special Event Permit Application. And the recommendation is to recommend to Common Council to approve the Traja Inc. 5K Run Walk Special Event Permit Application. Sarah?
So you guys had decided in the past previously that if there was a new applicant for special events, that you would have to approve it. If it was one that was coming forward every year and nothing had changed, you didn't necessarily want to see it. So this is a new applicant. It's something that they're trying. It's a 5K run walk. You'll see the map in there now in color, so you can tell where they plan on having the 5K run/walk. This is a nonprofit organization that is related to victim rights advocacy and domestic violence. So I can say that our police department is currently working with them on creating a program to better support our citizens and girls with communications as well. So I think this is really huge for our community.
I can say that I'm full in favor of what they're doing. So other questions on it though?
No one had any issues with it. The police chief was fine with it. Scott was fine with it. I was fine with it. I think they've done their due diligence and they did a great application.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to recommend to Common Council to approve the Traja Inc. 5K Run Walk Special Event Permit Application.
Okay, a motion and a second to recommend to Common Council to approve the Traja Inc. 5K Run Walk Special Event Permit Application. Any further comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right, on to item number 8, our favorite, virtual meeting equipment update. Recommendation is to listen to staff presentation with action as appropriate.
We won't need to take action because their installer came in. You'll see on the wall, we have our new sound device officially installed on the wall. We did pull the wiring out of here and it was pretty bad. So we're pretty sure we have to update the wiring down here. We don't think it's fixed off. Hopefully.
You just have to talk nice. If you talk again, it'll,
No, it literally wasn't.
Yeah, but the problems are wiring, not the equipment now, as far as we know.
negative. Nope.
No. Okay,
However, you should be able to hear the mayor more carefully because they adjusted the software to that.
Oh, there.
maybe.
You're on.
Am I? Okay.
You have to watch the YouTube.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that does carry online. Yes, I know.
And this one's just turning on and off. It's not gargling.
Like it was, right? Yeah.
Okay.
CDW, who did our audio software, there's different companies that did the visual and different companies that did the installation and
Wonderful.
contractors that did a lot of other stuff. But the company that we've been having the most issues with, in essence, sent me a completion of work contract. You'll notice it was not in your packet because I am not ready to bring it to you guys to sign it. I would like to give it about 2 months to make sure that everything is up and running properly with a variety of meetings and a variety of staff members using the equipment before we authorize anything saying that they've met their obligations illegally. So,
I think after a 2-year wait, they can hold on for 2 months.
Another
Yes.
2 months before we let it go.
Right.
So, they did install all the additional software that we've been waiting on. We are still waiting on Spectrum, but there's nothing we can do in terms of that. There's no contract out there with them. They created equipment for us, in essence, so we have to wait for them to get it to us. There's nothing legally we can do.
And that's to put it on TV, correct? That's to put it on TV along with.
That's for our
the-
cable channel, yeah. So, I don't even get updates from them
Hey,
anymore.
sound.
The guy that I was talking to retired. So, and they have such crazy names. It was like Christmas was his last name. And I'm like, are you real? But besides that, as soon as I have an update on that, I'll keep you guys updated. But in terms of the contracts that we had for our virtual equipment, all of it should be installed and completed at this point. I do believe we have to fix the wiring here for the podium, but that's something that we need to handle in terms of our own internal wiring, not with the software. So
So Sarah, in the future, is it something we maybe need to look at different microphones also?
that nice like that idea. The thing is, the other ones work. It's
Okay.
hard to, apparently this one person got one of them,
I'd like to see it on, yeah, I'd like to see it on YouTube and see how, if this did work.
So if you fix the wiring down there and we find that it's still having the problem, are you gonna release it then?
Release this company?
Yeah.
No, not until we have like an actual electrician in here saying for sure that it's the software.
Okay.
That it's our wiring, et cetera.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with it.
Sounds good on YouTube.
Fix the wiring down there and we find that it's still having the problem, are you gonna release it then?
Okay,
Maybe
good.
it's just the connection to the internal speakers, but if it's still coming
Yeah.
through to the YouTube, then it's still working internally there, which means their software is working, and it's our wiring to our speakers up here.
Everybody else sounds good,
You could hear us. now.
except for Sarah.
Well, thanks.
And there's not as big of a delay as there was before either. Just,
I did notice that it got a little bit better.
Yeah.
Good.
Bobby, your update is, we're hopefully one step closer,
Thank you.
and now we're just waiting on,
So at this point, no, nothing needed from us, we're gonna
Nope.
wait.
just updating you that we finally got somebody in here. He spent, I don't know how long he was actually in here,
Oh,
a couple of hours.
probably from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. No, 5
He
p.m.
was in the parking
He
lot
was
a long
here
time. Like I saw his van here, so. The last email I sent was March, so I think they got the hint that they really needed to focus on this, and I wanted it done before this meeting, so.
Okay,
good.
well, so far from what I hear on Katrina's phone, it sounds okay.
Yep, that's good.
I did email Gina the contact back, and I said I will not be sending this until I can get an authorization from council, and I can tell you right now, they're not gonna authorize me to do this right away. I would be recommending to wait and get it up and trying before we say for sure, yep, you've done your due diligence.
Yeah, I think we can go pretty quick, as a couple groups use it, I think we'll see. from that.
I would say as long as we wait until after the electrician's in here, we'll be fine.
Okay, any other questions? I know some of the new people weren't here, but this has been a long wait for this equipment, so.
I think when I ran to state assembly, it
There
was
was-
discussion when I.
Correct.
No.
It was. I do remember that.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Sarah. All right, unless there's further discussion, we'll move on to item number 9, which is the Dollar Tree Family Dollar Comfort Letter Request. The recommendation is to recommend to Common Council to authorize staff to sign the comfort letter. And Sarah, can you explain to them what the comfort letter is? And
Sure. Well, I can give you a little bit of background concerning, on the staff side, what we know. We were reached out to, Tim and I, by a realtor about 4 months ago. It was when you had very first started, because it forced you to quickly learn all the available properties we had in the city. And basically they said, we're under non-disclosure, but I can tell you I have a big client that's interested in moving to the Berlin area. And we were obviously very excited about that, so we were trying to pull some additional information out there. They weren't as forthcoming, but we got the hint that it was one of the Dollar Tree, Dollar Family, Dollar General type chains that were interested in coming in. Based off of the square footage that they were looking for, parking space, et cetera, we had a good idea that it was going to be a big retail space. And somebody that was able to compete with Walmart, which are not as many businesses as we all know. So that happened about, I'd say 3 or 4 months ago, and then we didn't hear a peep for about 2.5 months, until this Jay, well, their attorney was a Jay, that called me and he said, Mrs. Rutkowski, I'm going to be sending you a comfort letter to your email in about 5 minutes. I'm sure you know that we're looking at bringing a Dollar Tree Family General or Family Dollar into your community, and I just want you to let you know we found the property and that email is not a fake email. This is something that we're really looking at doing. And I, of course, played it off as, yes, absolutely, I know exactly what you're talking about, and had no idea whatsoever. Their realtor kept everything very close to the chest. So obviously we were very pleasantly surprised that this did completely go all the way through. One of the things that came up was if you Google 758 Broadway Street, it shows it as the laundromat. It is not the laundromat. It is JT Foods, the old JT Foods
no.
building right
That's what I
west of
assumed,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
if you look on GIS, that's where it is. The conditional use privilege that we just put from, we confirmed it, and based off of the parcel number, we know it's the old JT Foods building, which we're excited about because initially when we thought it was the laundromat, that would have been difficult to see go because that's pretty much our only working laundromat within the community, and we know it services a lot of our community members.
And
So,
my address comes up as the JT building, so.
so a comfort letter is basically when a group, somebody that's a large retailer that sometimes has issues moving into the community because they have a stigma or association with their business name, will ask for a comfort letter from the organizational entity of the municipality, saying it's not legal in the sense that we're giving them permission, we're not going to be held to anything. It's just basically saying that we're not going to fight them if they choose to sign something. And honestly, even if you wanted to, if the public rose up against it, you could. This doesn't hold you to anything. It's not legally binding in that sense. It just says, yep, we don't think there's going to be any issues. You can go forward with closing the property. It's literally a comfort letter. It gives them a little bit of comfort to continue in on the sales process. That's all.
Yes.
Do we know any background, is this the same, identical to the one that just was in Red Granite?
We believe so, but we don't have a ton of information. This is all that they've given me. Yes.
Well, and based on the name, this is
Mhm.
and they're not obligated to share.
Right.
Information with us, it's really what they choose to share with us, and basically, from what we're hearing, it is one of the same ones that we're using to Granite, and it's doing well.
If you haven't been in it, it's a nice store. That's a little
We're
different.
excited because I think that could do a lot to open up the Green Mall area.
Mhm.
Think about how nice that would be to expand up there.
I've been talking about that since I got on council.
And potentially next project.
Mhm.
Overall, this was really good.
Yes. So what they're looking for from us is just saying that, yes, we'd be happy to have a Family Dollar more or less in town.
I would feel safer, like, I could have signed this, it's not really binding in any way,
Mhm.
but I would prefer to have a motion from you guys saying, if you authorize me to sign this letter and send this back, and it's off down the drain. We think you should be okay, we're going with that.
And I like that idea because it comes from everybody saying, yeah, or at least all the vote for it. That's out there. It's the same thing.
All right.
Other questions on comfort letter?
I guess if there are no questions, I'll make a motion to authorize staff to sign a comfort letter.
Okay. Motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. So the motion is to have staff sign the comfort letter, excuse me, for the Dollar Tree Family Dollar comfort letter for them. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. We will sign that letter. Okay, on to item number 10. There's a motion to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 1G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. And today that's the 115 West Metro Lease and Repair Order. Even though Matt's not here, he's still going. Okay. Making sure.
Who- Matt?
I'll make a motion to convene in closed session.
Okay, motion to go to closed session. Second. Yes, yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll go into closed session.
We need to speak.
We
See
need
ya.
to see- Tim, are
I
you
make
thinking
a
of it?
motion to speak Tim.
I'll second.
Sarah.
All right.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.